What's up, Mighty Whites? For everyone whose heart beats in white, blue, and yellow, who's witnessed our phoenix-like resurrection from the ashes of relegation, I can hardly contain myself writing to you with this absolute whirlwind of emotions. What can we say about a club that absolutely dominated the championship with a historic campaign, a century of points? But now, my friends, now comes the bombshell that nobody saw coming. While the fan base still celebrates our triumphant return to the Premier League, behind the scenes a perfect storm is brewing. Imagine a manager who just guided your club back to the elite, being questioned at the very moment of his greatest triumph. And that's not all. A Champions League caliber number 10 who scored the title-clinching goal in dramatic stoppage time might be staying at Elland Road permanently, while a beloved academy product is begging to return to the club of his heart. Shocking? Unbelievable? Well, believe it, because this is just the beginning of the earthquake shaking Yorkshire right now. If you're as passionate about Leeds as I am, smash that like button, comment what you think about these bombshells, and subscribe to never miss any updates about our giant who's back to stay. And brace yourself, the man who orchestrated this revolution might have his days numbered, as incredible as that sounds. Faithful supporters, what seemed impossible is about to happen. Daniel Farke, the tactical mastermind, who guided our Leeds United back to the English elite with brilliance and efficiency, might be living his final days at the helm of the club. Yes, you read that correctly. The German manager, who achieved what seemed impossible just months ago, securing an epic championship campaign with 100 points, faces an uncertain future at Elland Road. And why is that? Exactly when we should be celebrating his impeccable work. According to sources within the club, the 49ers Enterprises ownership group is questioning whether the manager, who is unbeatable in the second division, would be the right name to keep the club in the Premier League. They haven't forgotten that the German has already been relegated twice with Norwich City, and that weighs like a shadow over his future. We're evaluating all options to ensure Leeds remains in the Premier League, an anonymous director reportedly said. Meanwhile, fans are making their voices heard on social media, mostly defending the manager, who orchestrated one of the most impressive promotion campaigns in championship history. The signs were there for those with a sharp eye during the celebrations at Plymouth. While players and staff erupted in jubilation after Solomon's dramatic winner, Farke maintained his characteristic calm demeanor. Several observers noted that his body language and reserved celebrations seemed like those of someone who had just managed his final game at the club. Former Premier League striker Troy Deeney didn't mince words when discussing Farke's situation, describing him as a dead man walking, if certain conditions aren't met. The outspoken pundit believes the club has already made its decision, regardless of the championship triumph. What's undeniable is Farke's championship record. The German has now won the division 3 times, twice with Norwich, and now with Leeds, establishing himself as one of the most successful managers in the competition's history. His Leeds team finished with 100 points, a club record, and demonstrated remarkable consistency throughout the campaign. So what happens next? Club chairman Parag Marathe was present at Home Park for the title celebration and was even seen kissing the championship trophy, suggesting that at least publicly, the relationship with Farke remains intact. Critical meetings are scheduled in the coming days that will determine the manager's fate. The drama continues, passionate supporters, and the man of the hour has left everyone speechless with his title-winning heroics. Manor Solomon. The 25-year-old Israeli attacking midfielder delivered when it mattered most in the most dramatic fashion imaginable. Solomon, who belongs to Tottenham Hotspur and has been on loan at Leeds, scored the astonishing stoppage time winner against Plymouth Argyle that clinched the championship title in spectacular fashion and sent the travelling Leeds faithful into absolute delirium. The tension at Home Park was palpable. Leeds had fallen behind to an unfortunate Sam Byram own goal, putting their title hopes in serious jeopardy. Willy Gnonto equalized early in the second half, but as the clock ticked into the final minutes, it seemed the champagne might need to be put on ice. Then, in a moment that will live forever in Leeds United folklore, Solomon received Gnonto's pass, drove into the penalty area, and slotted the ball beneath Plymouth goalkeeper Connor Hazard to secure both victory and the championship title. The scenes were electric, as the away end erupted into jubilant celebration, with substitutes and coaching staff flooding onto the pitch in wild celebration. This display of passion, while understandable, may result in a fine from the EFL, according to former FIFA official Keith Hackett. But that's surely the last thing on supporters' minds right now. The Israeli attacker has been a revelation during his loan spell, contributing crucial goals and assists throughout the campaign. His 10th goal of the season proved to be the most valuable of all, securing Leeds their first championship title since the 2019-20 season under Marcelo Bielsa, though that triumph was celebrated without fans due to the pandemic restrictions. When asked about his future after the title celebrations, Solomon was refreshingly honest. "I don't know what the future holds regarding where I'll play next season. This uncertainty has only intensified speculation about a potential permanent deal, with reports suggesting Leeds are planning extensive talks with Tottenham in the coming weeks. Sources close to the club indicate that Leeds are prepared to make Solomon's move permanent, with a fee in the region of $21 million being discussed. The player has clearly won the hearts of the Leeds faithful and has built strong relationships within the dressing room, potentially making this a straightforward negotiation, despite the significant investment required. Saving the best for last, we have news that will bring tears of joy to many supporters' eyes. Calvin Phillips, the homegrown hero, the Yorkshire Pirlo, the midfielder who rose through the academy ranks to become an idol at Elland Road, wants to return to Leeds United. Yes, you read that correctly. After his high-profile $45 million transfer to Manchester City in 2022, Calvin has endured a nightmare spell at the Etihad, never managing to establish himself under Pep Guardiola's management. Following a similarly disappointing loan at West Ham, Phillips has now clearly expressed his desire to return to the club that formed him. "Leeds is my home, always has been and always will be," he reportedly confided to close friends. The story of Phillips' career is already legendary among Leeds supporters. Born in Leeds, joining the academy at age 14, and rising through the ranks to become one of the club's most important players during their promotion season under Marcelo Bielsa. His transformation under the Argentine manager was nothing short of remarkable, evolving from a box-to-box midfielder into one of the best defensive midfielders in England, eventually earning him a regular place in the national team. And this potential return isn't just about nostalgia or sentimentality. Phillips remains a player of enormous quality, with technical ability and vision worthy of international football. His return would represent not just a heavyweight reinforcement for the midfield, but also reconnection with the identity and soul of Leeds United as they prepare to face the challenges of the Premier League. Calvin is Leeds United through and through. It's as if he never left in the hearts of the supporters, commented a club employee who has known Phillips since his academy days. The connection he has with this club goes beyond football. He understands what it means to wear the white shirt. Negotiations won't be simple, of course. Manchester City invested heavily in signing the player and will need to be convinced to release him, either permanently or on loan. Reports suggest City would be open to a deal in the region of $25 million, a significant reduction from what they paid, but still a substantial investment for Leeds. The 49ers Enterprises ownership group recognizes the commercial and sporting value Phillips would bring. Beyond his obvious qualities as a player, his connection with the fan base would provide an instant boost to morale and create a powerful narrative for their Premier League return. The giant has awakened. The future is white, blue, and yellow. And so we reach the end of this special edition, Leeds supporters. The dramatic twists and turns of an unforgettable season culminating in championship glory, a century of points, and a triumphant return to the Premier League. But this is just the beginning of what promises to be a summer of intrigue and excitement at Elland Road. The questions are numerous and compelling. Will Daniel Farke be given the opportunity to lead the club in the Premier League despite his uncertain track record in the top flight? Can the 49ers Enterprises ownership group navigate the crucial summer transfer window effectively? Will Manor Solomon's title-winning heroics convince the club to make his stay permanent? And could the emotional homecoming of Calvin Phillips provide the perfect narrative arc for a club looking to establish itself among the elite once again? For now, though, supporters should savor this moment. Championship titles don't come along every season, and the manner in which this one was secured, with a dramatic stoppage time winner on the final day, makes it all the more special. The memories created at Plymouth will live long in the hearts and minds of everyone connected with Leeds United. Don't forget to like this video, share with fellow supporters, and subscribe to the channel to receive all the latest news from the Yorkshire Giant. The Premier League better prepare itself because Leeds is back to stay. And leave in the comments, do you think the board should keep Farke in charge after this historic achievement? Does Solomon deserve a permanent deal after his title-winning heroics? And what do you think about Calvin Phillips's possible return to where it all began? Marching on together, the Giant is more alive than ever.